Welcome to VAs After Dark, a companion to the Hey, Do I Need a VA podcast. This is where you'll hear directly from virtual assistants in my world in their own words. Finding the right VA isn't always about skills. Sometimes it's about a vibe. If you've been wondering what it's like to work with a virtual assistant, or you're looking for the right fit for your business, you're in the right place. Let's get into it with VAs After Dark. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to a new episode of VAs After Dark, a companion piece to the Hey, Do I Need a VA podcast. This whole series is about meeting the virtual assistants in my directory so that you can get a feel for who they are, how they show up, and maybe find something that resonates with you so that you want to connect with them further. Today with me is Lisa Sanders, and I'm going to let her tell you about herself. So Lisa, tell us how you became a VA and about your business.
Sure. Thank you very much. So I have been an executive assistant in the corporate space for approximately 25 years. And a few years ago, I experienced a layoff and just felt like it was the best season in my life to kind of pivot and change my career path and offer my services to small businesses and entrepreneurs and startups who really couldn't afford to bring on a full-time person, but they really needed support, and have just been able to connect with various people along the way. And it's been wonderful. I love it.
Very cool. I think a lot of us came from a corporate background, experience being let go, and came into this to utilize the skills that we already have, but to a broader audience.
Yeah. And for me, it was, it's anytime you're impacted by a layoff, it's scary, it's hurtful. You're wondering, okay, how am I going to pivot? But the timing just felt so right. And like I said, just kind of along my journey anyway, I started meeting people. They were starting their own businesses and they were like, gosh, I could really use someone like you. But I'm not quite there yet. And I just started saying, hey, well, when you are there, then give me a call. Or maybe you just need fractional support, and that could look different for each person, right? So some clients may only need 10 hours a month. And then it ramps up. They realize at that point that, gosh, I really can get a lot more done when I'm able to offload and delegate the things that I was doing that was taking away my time and energy. I really kind of tell business owners that, and people that I work with, they're like, I'm not really sure what to delegate. I'm like, what drains your energy? Because most entrepreneurs are visionaries. So they are looking for ways to grow their business. They've came up with an idea. And if they get bogged down in the day to day, it really sucks the life out of them. So I love being able to jump in and partner with people to do all the behind the scenes things that they don't really enjoy doing. And I love doing, and I'm good at it. So I love being able to provide that support.
Well, that's a great segue into what are your favorite tasks to do for clients?
Yeah. Wow. Well, it's looked different for every single client I've supported. And it's really grown and changed depending on who I've done things with. Most recently, I have an attorney, and I had never worked with an attorney before, but he has a very thriving law practice, and he needed someone really just to handle all of the marketing initiatives. He had all the people in place. So he had someone doing social media. He has a podcast. He has all of these things in place, but no one to really manage it, coordinate all the effort, make sure things are being posted on time, the editing of the podcast, or being done and that it's being uploaded to YouTube timely and that we're repurposing those podcast episodes. So that's been really fun for me and it's kind of been different and I've been able to step outside of my comfort zone a little bit and wear a creative hat that I've not had to do before. So I've enjoyed that a lot, but then also for the coaches and EOS implementers that I've worked with, I feel like I've been able to elevate their business and give their clients kind of that white glove concierge level service to where they can go into a coaching session and not feel um, like if their clients are reaching out and need something, no one's ignoring them. They've just I've been able to build a lot of trust with them to respond to their clients. Now I have their clients who reach out to me by text and phone. So I feel like that really has helped elevate their business and also it's built trust between myself and that coach or implementer that I've worked with.
Mhm. Sounds amazing. And I love how you bring up we learn something new with every client.
Yes,
The things that we get hired to do because we have the skill set and then they're like, "Well, what about this thing?" And you're
I
like,
know.
"Well, I never did that." And now I'm willing to give it a shot and try it out and end
Yeah,
up loving it.
right. Well, and I always feel like as an executive assistant in the corporate space, just depending on your level of relationship with whether it's the CEO or the founder, board members, those roles always expand and grow. You're always taking on more responsibilities. That's kind of what led me down the path of getting my chief of staff certification, project management certification, because the responsibilities that was given to me, it was needed in those positions. But now that I'm doing it fractionally, I feel like I'm able to offer more to clients that they're really surprised that I can do for them. And sometimes they don't even know what to ask for, but in our one-on-ones or passing conversations. Recently, I was on a call with one of my clients and he was talking about something else with his leadership team. And then after that call, sent him a Slack message and I was like, "Hey, I've done that. I can do that for you. You don't need to outsource that. That is something I can definitely take on for you." So I think it's just paying attention and being able to jump in where you can.
Well, you've kind of hinted at it, but do you have an ideal client,
Mm.
and who is it?
I feel like I'm not your typical VA because I don't want someone just to, there's a time and a place for all the administrative tasks. I think we all do that in some way for everyone we work with. But I like someone who really wants to work closely, who wants to have a collaborative assistant that they can bounce ideas off of, who is also open to suggestions. Once I've started working in their business and I'm like, "Hey, I feel like we can do this much better." There's other opportunities that, are ways we can pivot and do things different in your business and they're open to those ideas. I love that, but I love the collaboration, feeling like I'm in their business, even though it is very limited. There's, fractional time, but that there's, they want longevity. They want someone they can partner with and someone who can grow along with them in their business. So I love that.
Yeah. Real quick, just because you bring up fractional support,
Hmm.
what does that mean and how is that different than a long-term VA, or is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, I don't really think it is different. Well, I have an EOS implementer I've been with for 2 years now. And then I have someone else I've been doing work with for a little over a year. Both of them look very different, and the hours are very fractional and they ebb and flow based on their business. So, to me, when I say fractional, I'm thinking of fractional time. So it's someone who does not need a full time person. It's fractional hours in their business. They need you long term. They need you to be available more than just, you know, a month or 3 months. But I've also done project work as well. And I feel like if you know that going into it, like if someone says, "Hey, this is temporary. I only need you for 30 days or 90 days," then that's okay. You kind of know that up front. But I feel like to really have a collaborative relationship, you want it to be long term. And if they only need you 5 hours or 10 hours, and sometimes that changes based on their vacation time or holidays, the seasons of their business, I feel like that's okay too.
Yeah.
That
I just never heard I just fractional used for the hours. I've heard
Yeah.
fractional used for a set amount of time. Like I
Yeah,
come in for 6 months and I set everything up and then I'm out.
right.
And it didn't seem as though that was how you were using it. So I just wanted
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
clarify that.
no, that makes sense. I feel like I'm just looking at it as a fractional time because I've also worked with another organization. It was a startup pet insurance company. I had a great relationship with them and I loved their entire team. They were starting up, they were really growing fast, but I would say 9 months into it, they realized they needed someone full time, and that was okay. They were like, "We've realized how great you are and how much we need you, and we need someone full time." And so that wasn't me. So they, they pivoted to bring on a full-time role.
Sometimes we end up being so good at our jobs.
Oh, I lost a client because I had a great relationship, which that's always positive. So
Right?
I take that as a win.
I would call it a win too.
Right.
Okay. Tell us one thing we should know about you beyond your business.
Okay. I am an avid walker and podcast listener. I'm in the South, so it doesn't snow here often, but I go out for a long walk every day, 3 to 5 miles, so that I can at least listen to one or two podcasts. Sometimes I listen to audiobooks, but I love podcasts. So I'm always searching for the next best podcast. I'm an empty nester, so I have two young children, I mean, two young
Yes.
adults, and I have a daughter getting married later this year. Yeah.
Okay. And to wrap things up, tell us how to connect with you.
Sure. So I do have a website, and my business name is LRS Executive Solutions. And so that is the name of my website. I can be found on LinkedIn under that same name. And my phone number and email are also on my website. So that's probably the best way, I would say.
And we'll make sure to put that information in the description and show notes
Yep.
so that people have the
Perfect.
correct spelling and can link
Yeah.
directly to you.
Perfect.
Thank you
Thank
so much,
you.
Lisa, for being with me today on this episode of VAs After Dark. For our listeners and viewers, thanks for being here with us,
Thank
and
you.
we will see
Thanks,
you next
Rachel.
time. Take care. Thank you for joining me for this episode of VAs After Dark. If something you heard resonated, you'll find this VA's contact information in the show notes. Feel free to reach out and start the conversation. If you're still exploring what support could look like for you, head back to the Hey, Do I Need a VA podcast for more information. Remember, trust the fit, follow the feeling, and don't be afraid to ask for extra hands. We'll see you next time.